Love the Ravens as much as we do? Then smash that subscribe button and stay locked in with Flock News for all the drama, updates, and excitement all season long. The NFL world has been shaken to its very core as news broke that the Baltimore Ravens have reportedly pulled off one of the most surprising moves in recent memory, allegedly acquiring Detroit Lions star wide receiver AMON-RA St. Brown, a German-born sensation who has been dazzling fans with his consistent production and electrifying performances. This move, if confirmed, would not just be a bold statement from the Ravens front office, but could redefine the balance of power in the league, sparking endless debates among analysts, fans, and pundits alike. Imagine the sheer audacity of Baltimore, known for its methodical and often conservative approach to roster building, allegedly swooping in and convincing a cornerstone player of another team to make the leap. Sources close to the situation suggest that conversations have been ongoing behind the scenes for weeks, with multiple insiders hinting that the deal could involve a combination of draft picks and strategic roster adjustments that would leave both teams feeling like they've negotiated a high-stakes chess match. The Lions, a team that has been building around the young star, might face intense scrutiny over their management decisions, as the football community speculates on what kind of package could have swayed St. Brown to consider a new home in Baltimore, a city renowned for its passionate fan base and storied football history, creating a storm of reactions across social media platforms and sports talk shows that won't subside anytime soon. As the rumor mill churns, fans on both sides of the potential transaction are experiencing a roller coaster of emotions. Detroit supporters, who have cheered St. Brown through countless highlight reel catches and clutch performances, are reportedly in disbelief, struggling to reconcile the idea of losing a player who has become a symbol of the franchise's future ambitions. Meanwhile, Ravens enthusiasts are seemingly caught in a mix of exhilaration and cautious optimism, aware that landing a talent of St. Brown's caliber could instantly elevate their passing game, while simultaneously signaling the team's willingness to make audacious moves to compete at the highest level. Social media platforms have exploded with speculation, memes, and impromptu debates about the ramifications of such a trade, with some commentators questioning whether this is a genuine shakeup or merely strategic posturing designed to create pressure and manipulate public perception. Inside sources suggest that St. Brown's representatives have been meticulously weighing potential scenarios, considering not only financial incentives, but also team culture, coaching philosophy, and long-term championship prospects, emphasizing how modern NFL decisions extend beyond simple statistics or individual accolades, instead reflecting an intricate tapestry of career trajectory, personal goals, and brand-building opportunities in a league where every move is scrutinized under a national spotlight and analyzed through countless digital lenses, leaving fans and analysts alike hanging on every whispered rumor. Insiders allege that the Ravens front office has been quietly plotting this potential acquisition for months, analyzing St. Brown's every move, his patterns of play, and how he could fit into their offensive schemes, particularly under the guidance of a coaching staff known for maximizing player versatility and exploiting defensive weaknesses. The buzz around this development is not just about the star power St. Brown brings, but also about how his presence could impact team dynamics, locker room chemistry, and even draft strategy, forcing rival teams to reconsider their plans and adapt to a suddenly more formidable opponent in the AFC. Detroit's decision-makers are rumored to be grappling with the optics of the situation, balancing fan expectations, salary cap considerations, and the potential ripple effects on team morale, all while navigating a media landscape that thrives on instant reactions and speculative narratives. Meanwhile, Baltimore is rumored to be positioning itself as an attractive destination, highlighting their competitive roster, winning culture, and the opportunity for St. Brown to become the centerpiece of a franchise eager to assert itself as a championship contender. Analysts are already dissecting potential game plans, imagining how St. Brown's route-running precision, physicality, and relentless work ethic could complement Baltimore's existing offensive weapons, potentially creating a multi-dimensional attack capable of overwhelming even the most disciplined defenses, amplifying the intrigue and fueling a seemingly endless stream of hot takes and heated debates on sports networks, podcasts, and online forums. Talks are said to have included intense negotiations, with both sides reportedly maneuvering to maintain leverage while ensuring the narrative remains favorable for public perception. AMON-RA St. Brown, known for his professionalism and meticulous approach to preparation, is rumored to have requested detailed breakdowns of Baltimore's offensive strategies, personnel strengths, and projected quarterback tendencies, signaling that any decision he makes will be grounded in strategic foresight rather than mere emotion. Fans speculate about whether the alleged trade will involve a blockbuster combination of draft picks, future considerations, or player swaps, each scenario carrying potential long-term implications for both franchises, from salary cap flexibility to future roster construction, essentially rewriting the strategic landscape of the league. The ripple effects could extend far beyond Baltimore and Detroit, affecting the competitive calculus across the NFC and AFC, influencing playoff projections, fantasy football valuations, and even endorsement opportunities for the star athlete. Rumors also hint at off-the-field considerations, including marketing synergies and brand positioning, with both teams potentially leveraging St. Brown's rising profile to amplify fan engagement, merchandise sales, and global visibility, particularly given his unique international background. Observers note that in an era where the NFL increasingly blends athletic performance with marketable narratives, acquiring a player of St. Brown's profile could provide not only on-field dominance, but also a cultural and commercial edge, transforming both franchises' trajectories and intensifying media scrutiny, making every leak detail a potential catalyst for heated discourse among journalists, bloggers, and armchair analysts alike. Sources whisper that while the deal has yet to be publicly confirmed, behind-the-scenes movements suggest that both front offices are working feverishly to finalize terms, perhaps anticipating the next wave of media attention and public reaction. The speculation has ignited a frenzy among betting markets, fantasy football participants, and casual fans, all attempting to predict outcomes, from touchdown totals to team win-loss projections, as the mere possibility of St. Brown changing uniforms casts uncertainty across the league. Meanwhile, social media has transformed into a live bulletin board for rumors, with insider accounts posting cryptic hints, insider analysis, and unverifiable scoops, fueling excitement, skepticism, and occasional outrage, creating a viral feedback loop that keeps the story at the forefront of national conversation. The psychological impact on players, coaches, and staff in both cities is also under discussion, as locker rooms may experience shifts in morale, leadership dynamics, and motivation, with teammates speculating on how a potential trade could alter game planning, target distribution, and overall team identity. Analysts note that the timing of the rumor could be strategic, possibly intended to influence public sentiment, draft negotiations, or contract talks, suggesting that the football world operates not just on physical talent, but also on a chessboard of perception, timing, and negotiation mastery, with every hint or leak potentially serving as leverage, shaping the narrative before any official confirmation ever materializes, leaving fans, journalists, and pundits alike suspended in a thrilling state of anticipation and debate. Meanwhile, the international aspect of this story cannot be ignored. AMON-RA St. Brown, hailing from Germany, has become a symbol of NFL globalization, representing the league's efforts to reach new audiences and inspire future generations of athletes across Europe. Rumors about his potential move to Baltimore have ignited discussions about international fan engagement, sponsorship opportunities, and the cultural significance of European talent succeeding in the NFL, with some speculating that the Ravens management might see strategic value in marketing the team overseas, capitalizing on St. Brown's rising star power. Social media trends show heightened engagement from international accounts, particularly in Germany, where fans are expressing a mix of pride, excitement, and anxious curiosity about their hometown hero's future. Analysts argue that beyond football strategy, this potential trade could influence the NFL's global positioning, ticket sales, merchandising, and even broadcast rights, demonstrating how one player's movement can ripple far beyond the field. This layer of complexity adds to the drama, ensuring that every rumor, leak, and speculation carries weight not only in sports analysis, but also in global marketing and media strategy, reinforcing the idea that modern NFL transactions are multifaceted events where athletic performance, business strategy, and fan psychology intersect, creating an intricate and endlessly compelling narrative that keeps the football world on edge. Industry insiders suggest that Baltimore is methodically preparing for all eventualities, from immediate roster integration to long-term financial planning, while Detroit is reportedly evaluating contingency plans to mitigate the impact of potentially losing a foundational player. Scouts, coaches, and analysts are said to be running simulations, re-evaluating opponent strategies, and projecting statistical outcomes, attempting to quantify the tangible impact of such a monumental acquisition. The rumor has also sparked intense conversation regarding quarterback chemistry, route compatibility, and offensive balance, as St. Brown's integration could alter target distribution, red zone efficiency, and play-calling dynamics, forcing coaching staffs to reconsider conventional approaches. Social discourse is equally heated, with fan polls, forum debates, and interactive platforms buzzing with hypothetical scenarios, trade packages, and fantasy football recalibrations, amplifying the sense of urgency and significance surrounding this development. Observers emphasize that even the possibility of this move has intangible effects on team psychology, media coverage, and league narratives, demonstrating how speculation alone can shape the collective consciousness of the sport. Ultimately, the unfolding situation is a case study in modern NFL rumor culture, where whispers, leaks, and insider chatter combine to generate excitement, uncertainty, and strategic reconsideration, making every day a new episode in a drama that merges athletic excellence, business acumen, and fan engagement into a continuous and captivating storyline that refuses to let go. Sources close to both organizations hint that while the official announcement may be pending, internal communications suggest preparation for an unprecedented media onslaught, highlighting the importance of messaging, public relations, and timing. Reporters speculate that press conferences, social media campaigns, and carefully crafted narratives will accompany the reveal, aiming to control optics, frame the story favorably, and maintain fan excitement. The potential trade has already influenced narratives about team identity, competitive positioning, and front office decisiveness, with analysts debating whether Baltimore is signaling a win-now approach or Detroit is strategically retooling for future success. Meanwhile, fans are engrossed in speculation, dissecting every tidbit, evaluating the plausibility of various packages, and considering the personal motivations of St. Brown, whose professionalism, work ethic, and media demeanor suggest careful deliberation in any decision. The rumor has also reignited discussions about player empowerment, free agency leverage, and the shifting balance of power between athletes and organizations in the modern NFL, emphasizing that the story is not just about touchdowns or yards but about careers, influence, and legacy, demonstrating the multifaceted nature of sports speculation and the profound impact one player can have on the perception, strategy, and culture of entire franchises. The speculation surrounding AMON-RA St. Brown's potential move to Baltimore continues to escalate, with insiders claiming that the Ravens are positioning themselves as the ultimate destination for ambitious talent, emphasizing a winning culture, innovative offensive schemes, and a front office willing to make bold, calculated moves. Analysts suggest that St. Brown's arrival could instantly transform the team's aerial attack, creating matchup nightmares for defenses across the league, while simultaneously boosting the confidence of the quarterback and complementing other offensive weapons. Fans are reportedly dissecting every potential scenario, imagining how St. Brown's route running, reliable hands, and versatility could be maximized in different formations, and what it would mean for the team's playoff aspirations. Meanwhile, Detroit supporters are said to be grappling with disbelief, analyzing every possible trade scenario, and speculating on the ripple effects for their roster construction, coaching decisions, and even long-term salary cap strategy. Rumors indicate that private meetings have occurred between executives, agents, and coaches, highlighting the strategic depth involved in such a move, where negotiation tactics, timing, and psychological leverage play as crucial a role as financial considerations. The NFL community, both professional and fan-driven, remains captivated, with every hint and whisper dissected, amplified, and reinterpreted, creating an almost cinematic narrative of uncertainty, ambition, and high-stakes maneuvering that keeps attention firmly fixed on Baltimore and Detroit, with every new detail fueling further speculation, discussion, and debate among observers, journalists, and fans worldwide. Sources close to the situation suggest that the Ravens' approach to acquiring St. Brown is as methodical as it is audacious, blending meticulous analysis of his game film, statistical tendencies, and leadership qualities with a broader vision of how he fits into their championship aspirations. Rumors indicate that coaches and strategists are not merely considering his individual skills, but also envisioning how his presence could alter defensive schematics, force mismatches, and create opportunities for other players, essentially reimagining the offensive blueprint around his unique talents. Meanwhile, Detroit's front office is reportedly weighing multiple contingencies, assessing how to respond to a potential loss, manage public relations fallout, and maintain competitive momentum, all while attempting to secure a fair return on an irreplaceable asset. Fans have turned social media into a storm of speculation, posting mock trade scenarios, projected stats, and what-if analyses, while sports analysts dissect the potential impact on divisional races, playoff projections, and fantasy football rankings. Additionally, whispers suggest that St. Brown himself is carefully evaluating not only the competitive merits of Baltimore, but also lifestyle considerations, organizational culture, and long-term career trajectory, reflecting the modern athlete's holistic approach to career decisions, where financial, competitive, personal, and branding factors converge to guide choices that will be scrutinized, celebrated, or critiqued by millions of observers in real time, intensifying the suspense and fascination surrounding this potential blockbuster development. Insiders hint that Baltimore is leveraging its reputation for player development, strategic innovation, and playoff pedigree to create an enticing proposition for St. Brown, emphasizing the opportunity to become a central figure in a high-powered offense and to compete immediately for championships. The rumor has generated a whirlwind of discussion among league commentators, former players, and fan communities, all theorizing about how such a move could alter the NFL landscape, from tactical matchups to psychological impacts on opponents. Sources allege that St. Brown's agent has engaged in deep-dive discussions with Ravens personnel, exploring not just financial terms, but also role definition, offensive philosophy, and team culture, signaling the depth of consideration involved. Meanwhile, Detroit's management is reportedly analyzing internal options, contemplating draft compensation, roster adjustments, and the long-term consequences of parting with a young star whose production has been central to their offensive strategy. Social media commentary is reaching fever pitch, with fans debating the plausibility, potential packages, and consequences for divisional dynamics, while analysts provide scenario breakdowns with detailed charts, projections, and insider insight, creating a multi-layered narrative that combines rumor, strategy, speculation, and fan engagement into an endlessly unfolding saga, capturing the imagination of football enthusiasts and casual observers alike, reinforcing the idea that a single player's potential movement can dominate conversation, influence strategy, and shift the perception of entire organizations. The international dimension of St. Brown's potential move adds an additional layer of intrigue, as the Ravens could leverage his German heritage to enhance global engagement, expand international fan bases, and create unique marketing opportunities, while simultaneously celebrating the diversity of talent within the league. Rumors indicate that executives are cognizant of the cultural significance, viewing this potential acquisition as both a football decision and a strategic branding move capable of generating headlines across continents. Fans in Germany and across Europe are reportedly closely following developments, analyzing news feeds, social media chatter, and insider reports, creating a global ripple effect that transcends conventional sports fandom. Analysts suggest that this international angle could influence sponsorship deals, merchandise sales, and broadcast agreements, reflecting the NFL's growing emphasis on global visibility and influence. Meanwhile, inside Baltimore and Detroit, speculation continues to dominate discussions among players, coaches, and staff, each weighing the potential psychological, strategic, and cultural impacts of such a move, including locker room dynamics, leadership roles, and team identity. Social media platforms serve as a constant amplifier, where memes, analysis, and fan commentary intermingle, generating viral moments and shaping narratives in real time, ensuring that every rumor, leak, or hint becomes part of a larger, continuously evolving story. The global attention only intensifies the pressure on all parties, highlighting how a single player's potential transfer can resonate far beyond the field, reinforcing the dramatic, multifaceted nature of modern NFL rumor culture, where every detail carries weight and every speculation sparks discussion. Sources speculate that internal communications within both organizations have been unusually active, suggesting meticulous preparation for a potential blockbuster announcement. Executives, media strategists, and marketing teams are reportedly coordinating narratives, crafting statements, and planning controlled leaks to manage public reaction, emphasizing the strategic choreography behind modern sports rumors. Fans, analysts, and journalists are engaged in nonstop speculation, evaluating draft compensation, financial ramifications, and roster implications, while also considering the emotional and cultural resonance of losing or acquiring a player of St. Brown's profile. Insider whispers indicate that this potential trade could catalyze further moves across the league, forcing teams to reconsider strategy, target allocation, and competitive positioning, creating a domino effect that extends far beyond Baltimore and Detroit. Meanwhile, St. Brown himself is rumored to be engaged in detailed assessments of team schemes, quarterback fit, and coaching philosophy, demonstrating the modern athlete's comprehensive approach to career decisions, where personal, competitive, and financial considerations intertwine. Social media conversations, podcasts, and news commentary continue to amplify each development, ensuring that the rumor remains a dominant talking point, generating excitement, speculation, and debate, while reinforcing the high-stakes, high-visibility nature of NFL transactions, where a single player's potential movement can dominate headlines, shape perceptions, and captivate audiences for weeks. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support keeps us bringing you the latest news on the Baltimore Ravens. And hey, drop your take in the comments below. We want to hear from the flock. Rumors suggest that Baltimore's interest in St. Brown has been consistent, calculated, and increasingly aggressive, reflecting a franchise willing to take calculated risks to secure game-changing talent. Analysts speculate that the team's strategy involves more than on-field considerations, extending to marketing, fan engagement, and positioning the franchise as a bold competitor within the league, capable of attracting top-tier talent. Detroit, conversely, is reportedly exploring alternatives, including draft leverage, salary cap flexibility, and future acquisitions, balancing immediate needs with long-term strategic planning. Fans are engaged in nonstop speculation, generating detailed mock scenarios, statistical projections, and philosophical debates about the ethics and strategy of player movement, while media outlets dissect rumors with meticulous attention, amplifying every detail, subtle hint, and insider comment. Sources close to the matter emphasize that St. Brown's decision-making process is holistic, encompassing athletic ambition, organizational culture, lifestyle, financial incentives, and personal goals, illustrating the complexity of modern professional sports decisions. Social media serves as a global magnifying glass, with international engagement amplifying the narrative, particularly given St. Brown's unique heritage and rising global profile, reinforcing the sense that this is not just a football story, but a multifaceted, cross-cultural phenomenon, captivating fans, analysts, and casual observers alike, while ensuring that every rumor, leak, or hint is scrutinized, amplified, and endlessly debated, maintaining an intense spotlight on the situation. Speculation persists regarding the timing of any official announcement, with insiders suggesting that strategic considerations may dictate the release of information, aiming to control narrative, maximize engagement, and manage market impact. Analysts argue that the careful orchestration of rumors, leaks, and selective disclosures is part of a broader playbook in modern sports management, designed to generate excitement, influence public perception, and manipulate competitive dynamics. Fans and media alike are engaged in a frenzy, tracking social media posts, insider accounts, and cryptic hints, generating viral speculation, commentary, and debate, while imagining the potential ramifications for team strategy, divisional balance, and league-wide competition. Observers note that even the mere possibility of St. Brown changing teams has psychological impacts, influencing team morale, fan sentiment, and strategic planning across multiple franchises, reinforcing the power of rumor in shaping the contemporary NFL landscape. Meanwhile, discussions continue about potential trade structures, draft compensation, and roster adjustments, highlighting the multifaceted considerations teams must weigh when navigating high-stakes transactions. The combination of athletic, strategic, cultural, and marketing elements ensures that this story remains a captivating narrative, blending rumor, suspense, and speculation into a continuous, evolving saga that dominates conversation, shapes perceptions, and keeps fans, analysts, and insiders fixated on every development, revealing the profound influence of a single player's potential movement. The potential acquisition of AMON-RA St. Brown by the Ravens, if realized, represents more than a player changing jerseys. It is a confluence of talent, strategy, marketing, and cultural resonance, reverberating across the NFL landscape and global fan communities. Rumors suggest that every detail, from contractual terms to locker room integration, is being meticulously considered, highlighting the complexity of modern professional sports transactions. Analysts are dissecting possible offensive schemes, matchup advantages, and team chemistry implications, while fans create elaborate simulations, trade projections, and speculative narratives, amplifying the sense of suspense and excitement. Detroit's management is reportedly weighing draft leverage, roster depth, and long-term competitiveness, balancing public relations, fan expectations, and organizational objectives, emphasizing the high-stakes nature of potential star departures. Meanwhile, Baltimore appears poised to present a compelling case, emphasizing championship potential, competitive culture, and player development opportunities, aiming to attract not just performance, but loyalty, influence, and strategic advantage. International attention, driven by St. Brown's German heritage and rising global profile, adds another layer, extending the significance of this rumor beyond American borders and highlighting the interplay between sports, media, and culture in shaping perceptions, engagement, and narrative momentum. Social media, podcasts, and sports networks ensure continuous scrutiny, debate, and amplification, cementing this situation as an emblematic example of modern NFL rumor culture, where anticipation, speculation, and multidimensional strategy merge into a compelling, never-ending storyline that captivates audiences worldwide. Sources close to the league indicate that every stakeholder, from executives to coaches to fans, is acutely aware of the potential magnitude of this move, with anticipation reaching near fever pitch levels as the rumor continues to dominate conversations. Analysts debate not only tactical implications, but also broader trends in player movement, organizational strategy, and international appeal, reflecting the layered complexity of the situation. Detroit fans are anxiously weighing hypothetical trade scenarios, potential draft picks, and roster adjustments, while Baltimore supporters are imagining the immediate offensive impact, playoff ramifications, and the cultural excitement of landing a player of St. Brown's profile. Insiders hint at ongoing private negotiations, strategic discussions, and scenario planning, demonstrating that behind every rumor lies an intricate web of calculations, foresight, and contingency management. Social media engagement amplifies the suspense, generating viral content, heated debates, and fan-driven narratives that add momentum and texture to the story. The combination of athletic performance, strategic maneuvering, market considerations, and cultural resonance ensures that the speculation around St. Brown's future is not merely a passing headline, but a defining moment in modern NFL narrative culture, captivating audiences across continents, reinforcing the power of rumor, and illustrating how a single player's potential movement can dominate discourse, influence decisions, and create a multifaceted, endlessly compelling story that refuses to fade from attention. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with exclusive news on our Baltimore Ravens, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what the flock thinks. Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.